Greetings YouTube, and thank you very much for joining me again so quickly after the last video with the tests of the exhaust and the DNA filter together and then without, and came to a pretty clear conclusion. Through popular demand, I'm now doing a test with the filter only in it. So now we've got the DNA filter in, just the DNA filter, with the stock setup, the stock exhaust. We've done the 10-minute reset with the 2 minutes, so there's 12 minutes in total. And what that means is you leave the bike running for 10 minutes on your driveway to reset all the baseline, and then the last 2 minutes to learn the new settings, and that is to do with the closed loop system. I did get that the wrong way round, by the way, who noticed? So that's the closed loop system, learning the new air, if you like, air mixture, and then compensating. According to my research and AI and other tools, it shouldn't make hardly any difference. There will be a slight improvement in performance, but there will be a noticeable improvement in pickup and response of the engine, and there should be a little bit better throttle response at the low to mid range. But at the top end it may slightly lean out, and that's what we're testing today to see if that's the truth. And this is going to be a brutally honest review of this DNA air filter on a stock exhaust system. So let's get straight to it. Right, so we're going to do a brutally honest review of this now. So far, the brutally honest perception that I've had, I've knocked that mirror again, is that I've not seen any difference in bottom end. No loss, but not really any difference in bottom end, if I had to be really brutally honest. Now this is the mid-range and the top end test here, and we're going to stick it on the dual track later. So that's the mid-range. And that's a clutchless gear change to fifth, and yeah, actually that's normal. I can't see any degradation in that. But I have to say, I wouldn't really see I can't see any obvious performance increase at this stage. But crucially, no degradation at all. So it's not weaker, which suggests that the closed loop system is working. It's compensated for the freer breathing filter. Now I'm still in fifth gear. That's critical because I'm going up quite a steep hill after about now, and it'll be interesting to see if it struggles up fifth hill. Now it doesn't normally, but I can tell it probably needs to go down a fourth. So actually, yes, it's increasing speed. I can detect that there is a small increase in performance at the mid-range going up a hill. Yeah, there is actually a slight improvement. It's almost impossible to detect it. It's very, very difficult to detect that, I have to say. Now remember, this filter is on with the standard exhaust, which actually I was running until I bought the conical exhaust. And testing the Black Widow exhausts, of course. But until this year, I've not been out properly and tested any exhaust with this filter. And the last video was the first proper test. And my goodness, I certainly noticed that there was a power drop off in top. Yeah, there was. There's no two ways about it, there was. And actually that's urgent. That's good. I wouldn't say it's much better than normal, but it's good. There's nothing wrong with the pickup of this bike, and now I've got it pinned. But then I did put it into fifth early, so I know that the bike normally would struggle a bit. Actually, it didn't there. It was starting to accelerate quite happily. So the immediate takeaway for me at the moment, with people that are interested in just fitting just the DNA air filter, just that, yeah, it's fine with the stock setup, stock exhaust, and if that's all you're going to do, I think it's absolutely fine. At the moment, for regular riding duties, yeah, it is, it's fine. Not so sure about going on a motorway or dual track. That's a different matter. If I had to say definitively, is there any more pickup in any more perceived pickup in the bottom to the mid-range? Yeah, there is a very minor amount. And how does that work out? I think, for me, I think that means that you don't have to drop the gears too early. I think you can stay in the higher gear a bit longer. I think that's probably what that is. But I'm absolutely, there's no perception at all of any loss of power at all. So if it's weakened the mixture slightly, and theoretically it would have done, very slightly, you wouldn't know it. You really wouldn't know. But if somebody wants an air filter because they're keeping this bike for a long-term machine, several years, and they want to save a little bit of money, it's not a lot, a little bit, in exchanging air filters, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's sort of worth it. I wouldn't buy it for that reason. It's a little bit louder, I think, on tickover, but not that you'd really notice it, personally. Right, so I've had requests to test the DNA air filter only with the stock exhaust. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is literally just a cold start. So it will rev a bit, and I'm going to try and place this camera exactly the same distance apart so we can tell what the volume is like, the difference in sound. So here goes. Is without the DNA air filter. So the DNA air filter is now installed, and we're going to try this again, and this is purely and simply to see what difference there is with the sound. So here we go. It's a little louder, I admit, on tickover on the driveway. It was a little bit louder through the airbox, but not by a lot. I don't think people would notice. If you said that you hadn't upgraded anything, I don't think anybody would really notice. But you'll recognise this route by now. It's my usual route. Yeah, I mean, actually that feels normal with slightly more urgency, maybe, but that could well be a perceived placebo effect. Just bear that in mind. It could be. So you just need to bear in mind all of this could be placebo effect. So we're going to be hitting the dual track now, which is effectively a motorway, and we're going to pin it like in the last test and just see if it easily gets up to 70 or faster. And that's a clutchless gear change to 70, is it? Yep, that's got up to 70 perfectly well, and is now exceeding 70, officer, but only very slightly. So I can't see any obvious difference with installing the DNA air filter over the stock one. There doesn't seem to be any perceived difference in pickup. At top end, there's no loss in power, nothing. It's just normal. So there we have it, guys. There's the conclusion for this very short video, very short test, doing the usual loop. Now, of course, I mean, you could go on for a much longer one and procrastinate about it forever. But the takeaway for me at the moment is there is hardly any difference in putting a DNA air filter in or leaving it out. Hardly any difference. I think we've laid that one to rest. And I think the most critical or crucial thing for me is if you're going to put an aftermarket exhaust on, it won't harm the bike, as long as you leave the baffle in, I think. If you're going to put a DNA air filter on, it won't harm the bike. But if you do both, then it might, and it probably almost certainly will, if you take the baffle out the exhaust. Yeah. So I would be happy to run this now with the stock filter or the DNA. I honestly don't mind now. It's fine either. So I'm quite happy. I'll probably just leave the DNA air filter in. It only literally takes 5 minutes to swap over. So if you're concerned about warranties, and I don't think that is an issue actually with the filter, then yeah, just by all means, just swap it back out before it goes into service. And they're not going to know any wiser, particularly if you do the 12-minute reset. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, nothing wrong with this. So thank you very much indeed for joining me with this video today, short as it was, and indeed thank you for watching any of my videos. I really appreciate it. Please do like, share and subscribe as usual, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks very much, and bye for now.